major milestone in travel documentation and technology, India has officially launched the e-passport, introducing enhanced security features and digital verification. The launch is part of the Passport Seva program's modernization and aligns with India with the global standards in secure travel documents. Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX Deep Dive with me, Megha Sharma, and today we dive into what exactly the service is, who is eligible, how does one apply, and what exactly are its benefits. India has officially begun issuing e-passports, a technologically upgraded passport embedded with a secure electronic chip that stores personal and biometric data. At its core, the e-passport looks much like the regular Indian passport we are all familiar with, apart from this built-in chip, identifiable by a small symbol on the cover that securely holds encrypted biometric data such as your digital photograph, fingerprints and facial recognition details. This enables faster and more secure identity verification during international travel. Unlike conventional passports where immigration officers manually verify physical pages and photo, the e-passport's electronic chip can be read automatically at immigration checkpoints, making it harder to forge and significantly improving the overall security of the document. So who exactly can apply for this document and how much does it cost? Well, here is the good news. Any Indian citizen who is eligible for a regular passport can also apply for an e-passport. This includes first-time applicants applying for a passport as well as existing passport holders who are applying for renewal or a reissue. Currently, the e-passport is being rolled out in a phased manner and is available at Passport Seva Kendra and Post Office Passport Seva Kendras that have been upgraded to issue these e-passports. Applicants should check whether the center they select supports e-passport issuance when booking appointment online. What is extremely important to note is that firstly, you are not required to replace your existing passport immediately. Your current passport remains valid until expiry. Secondly, the e-passport costs the same as the regular passport, which is 1500 rupees for a 36-page booklet and 2000 rupees for a 60-page booklet under normal processing. Now, you must be wondering, how does one apply for the e-passport? Well, the process largely mirrors that of a regular passport. Here is a simple step-by-step guide. Firstly, visit the Passport Seva portal and log in with your existing account or register as a new user. Once logged in, complete the online form for a fresh passport or renewal, making sure that the center you have chosen issues e-passports. Pay the applicable fee online and schedule an appointment at the Passport Seva Kendra or POPS. Attend your appointment with all necessary documents including proof of identity, address and other documents. You will also be required to submit biometric data. After verification and processing, the e-passport is printed with embedded chip and dispatched to your address. So why is this important? What does this document upgrade mean for its citizens? The e-passport is not just a cosmetic upgrade. It brings several benefits that impact both security and travel convenience, putting India at par with global standards. The major upgrade firstly greatly enhances security, making it harder for fraudsters to duplicate or tamper with your passport as compared to a purely printed booklet. The risk of identity theft or passport misuse is drastically reduced. The automated biometric scanning at immigration counters can also significantly speed up arrival and departure processes at airports, reducing time in the long, winding international travel queues. Finally, the passport is compliant with International Civil Aviation Organization standards, meaning that they are recognized and accepted worldwide, enhancing India's travel document credibility. For India, the move becomes particularly important amidst the rise in cases of passport frauds and identity theft. The move becomes significant when we look at ICAO data that shows biometric passports reduce document fraud by over 90% at borders. In 2025, a year-long police crackdown resulted in the arrest of more than 130 people in Delhi and IGI airport linked to passport and visa fraud networks. This included travel agents and facilitators involved with forged passports and manipulated travel documents. Authorities froze over 100 suspicious bank accounts and initiated asset attachment proceedings against the suspects. India's Ministry of External Affairs has also reported 1,343 complaints over double passports, meaning individuals allegedly holding more than one Indian passport over the last 5 years, highlighting the potential fraud risks and security concerns. In fact, in a recent case in Kerala, police uncovered a major passport fraud racket wherein 25 people obtained passports using forged documents facilitated by a suspended civil police officer. The fraud included senior civil police officer Anzil Mohammed, who worked in a passport verification section in Thiruvananthapuram. Anzil allegedly colluded with a gang to help ineligible individuals, some with criminal backgrounds, obtain passports using fake documents such as forged ration cards, SSLC certificates, birth certificates and voter ID cards. The gang reportedly even used the details of a person who died 17 years ago. The Kerala case study tells us exactly why e-passports were becoming an impending need in the country. Fraudsters relied heavily on forged physical documents, making it possible for them to evade detection for some time, even using the details for someone who had died almost 2 decades ago. The change with the e-passport, the passport is now completely anchored to biometric identity. Even if fake passports are submitted, biometrics cannot be faked at scale. Paper can be forged, but biometrics cannot be borrowed. Moreover, biometric data is verified across centralized, encrypted databases, and digital logs can create a clear audit trail. Even a case like Kerala involving an insider will be tough to replicate. Fraud networks also often exploit loopholes to create multiple identities. Now, with e-passports, one person means one biometric profile. Any attempt to reapply using altered documents triggers a biometric mismatch. Finally, even if a fraudulent passport somehow slips through, immigration counters can scan the chip and a biometric mismatch raises an immediate red flag. The passport can now be easily flagged, cancelled and investigated. To sum up, the launch of India's e-passport marks a significant upgrade to the nation's passport services, blending digital technology with international travel needs. Whether you're applying for the first time or renewing your passport, the e-passport offers a more secure, efficient and globally respected travel document. Moreover, the e-passport dramatically narrows the space in which fraud can operate, addressing rising concerns regarding duplication and manipulation. Let's open up this conversation. Dr. Sharad Kohli, senior economist on the telecast with me. Dr. Kohli, it's good news that e-passports have been brought into circulation. Anybody who is wanting to renew their passport, get it reissued, or those whose passports are expired, or even the first-time passport appliers can apply for these e-passports. How does this help in ending visa frauds, passport frauds, as well as identity thefts?
Good evening, Megha, to you and NewsX viewers. As you rightly said, the passports were being misused in the past, identities were being forged, multiple passports were being obtained, forged documents were being given. Basically, the crux of the problem was that the person holding the passport and the documents, they were very difficult to be linked together. And with this biometric and RFID, system being introduced in the passport, I think that will become next to impossible because your identity will be through your biometric, which comes through a thumb impression. And once you give your thumb impression, well, thumb impression, I must tell on a technical level that for each individual, if there are 850 crore people on this earth, for each individual, the thumb impression is different. No two people can have same thumb impression. So that biometric is going to be a significant game changer. Moreover, the chip, it will make things speedier. The long passport immigration queues, which you see, is basically right now what happens when you go to the immigration, your passport is taken from you. It is the cover of the passport where the hidden picture is there, is scanned through a scanner.
Yeah.
And you have to wait until then. Sometime it works, sometime it doesn't work. So all that system will be a thing of past. Well, people who are listening to you, to spell out because after listening to you and me, a lot of people holding the passport would like to rush to get the new passport. It is not for them. This is for the people who are applying afresh, or for the people whose passports have expired or getting renewed. For the people already holding valid passports, can just sit back home, wait for their passport to expire, or if for any reason they have to renew, or if they need a new booklet. Sometime like my passport ran out of pages. If you need a new booklet, that is as good as getting another passport. So then you need to apply. So eventually, over a period of time, I would say over a period of next 5 to 10 years, Mega, you will find everybody in the country having e-passport, because by then all passports would have expired.
Yeah.
And there are about 9.6 crore passport holders in India as per the latest records available. And 120 plus countries, Mega, are using e-passport facilities. So India will be part of that now. So because it happens when Indians land in these countries, the immigration at that country also struggles to, read the passport, scan the passport. But if it is an e-passport, it follows a uniform technological system
Yeah.
where you can read who the person is. So I think this is going
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
revolutionary as far as India is concerned.
Yeah.
We are slightly late, but better late than never.
Yeah, absolutely. There are 178 countries that have made the e-passports operational in their territories. Also, the kind of work and effort that goes into completely changing the passport model when you are putting the chips, the digital format of scanning of the passports, how much time, effort and manpower does it take, and also the fact that it has to be acceptable as per global standards.
It is a Herculean task to start with for a country like ours, where, if you see the rush at the passport seva kendras, there are about, 400 plus passport seva kendras in the country. All passport seva kendra PSKs, they are not equipped to handle this kind of rush. So people have to take appointments and, wherever there is an appointment available. So in a country like ours, where the number of passport holders vis-a-vis the total population is very, very minuscule. So it is a very challenging task. And I think the preparation with regard to technology takes more time. Once the technology is implemented, Mega, because technology has a very, very good quality, that once it gets implemented, it evolves very quickly and becomes easier to apply. So I think once the technology is there, you will find more and more PSKs being equipped. And I think the process will pick up pace with the flux of time. You will find more and more PSKs getting involved, and people will be able to obtain faster. Also, I must mention here, Mega, although the time involved for issuing the passport has already significantly gone down,
Yeah.
if you compare it with the last few years, now you get it in a few days. I think with this e-passport, because all your data, all your particulars are going to be in the form of an electronic chip, so it is going to get even more quick. So with the just wait for some time, you will find your passport, like it happens in the West. I went to UK, my friend got his passport the very next day. So you will find you getting your passport over a period of time, within a period of 1 or 2 days. I think that is another thing which is going to happen with these passports. Things are going to become very, very quick. So getting
Yeah.
a passport is going to be easy. You're going to spend less time at the immigration, and your data is going to be secured forever. Nobody can impersonate you, Mega.
It is also important to note that the government of India has kept the price point at the same price as you get your regular passport. So 1,500 rupees for the 36-page copy, 2,000 rupees for the 60-page copy. What does that indicate? Keeping in mind that government would have to put in large amount of resources, including funds, to completely overhaul the system.
Now, obviously, government didn't want to, transfer that load to people, because if a technological upgradation is being made at government's end, I think the government obviously wants to absorb that. And we should not forget that technology, as it progresses, as it evolves, it gets cheaper as well. It gets more economical. And in India, economies of scale do come. I mean, imagine if 10 people apply and if 100,000 people apply. So obviously you generate economies of scale, but government would not have hesitated to make that investment from its own coffers, to make sure that the benefit of technology does reach people. And it is more important to secure. Imagine, Mega, one person who was an economic fugitive, he ran away from the country. How many crores have we spent on bringing him back? If there was this e-system, probably that person would not have run away from the country. So the opportunity cost of not having this could sometimes be more than the cost of investment. But I'm sure government will not hesitate, as I said, in absorbing this cost and making sure that passport making doesn't become too expensive for the people, because it is not just the rich who are traveling these days. It is not just the rich who want to travel abroad these days. It is big Indian middle class, and now the neo middle class, which is raring to go. If you climb a plane to Middle East, you will find probably 60% of the passengers who are going for small time tasks.
Yeah.
So I think it should be a reasonable proposition for them, which is being kept in mind.
All right, Dr. Sharad Kohli, thank you very much for speaking to us and giving us that insight. All right, on that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching.